that is the hardest part of that ring.
For the hardest part of the ring.
Hello and welcome to episode number 78 of Hardest Part of the Ring, the podcast where four friends get together to celebrate the wonder of professional wrestling, and there are four of us. We're all here. Whoop, whoop. Now we're back together.
Forever,
I wanna show you my heart is oh so true. Brett.
Yes, I'm here.
Is that a nice welcome back?
It was very nice. Nice than expected after listening to the last two episodes.
Oh, we always dig out the people who
Yeah, we've become a musical podcast, Brett. Can you give us a rendition of anything?
What was it I had to do? This is the greatest love I've... I can't
That's
remember
pretty
the
good.
Wow.
That was amazing.
That was legit quite good.
Any new
I genuinely
listeners?
didn't expect that.
Any new listeners are turning right off. Anyway, yes, we are all back together. There are four of us. My name is Adam, and Sam is there. Hello, Sam.
Hey up.
And John is here. Hello, John.
Hello.
And Brett, who's been away for 2 weeks, who's basically a part-time podcaster now, is also here.
Hello. Yes, part-timer.
Yeah. What's been going on, Brett? Anything new? Anything interesting happening?
Interesting. Yes. Well, yeah. No, just...
We'll be the judges.
The wrestling training journey's being fun.
Yeah? What's happened?
Still going with that? No, nothing's happened yet. But we've got we're doing a weekender wrestling training with Rishi down at Quality Wrestling. That's got guest coaches, so we're fully getting into it, and we're going up to have a session with Cara Noir training session this month.
It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Or next month, because it's almost
Full on, mate. AEW going to be knocking soon.
That is actually amazing. So, what will that involve? Because he's like a fitness and flexibility coach as well, isn't he? Like it's his day job. Is that right? Cara Noir?
Yeah, no,
Something like that.
I think he is. Yeah.
Oh man, that really ruins the illusion. I actually thought he was always the black swan.
Yeah, he's a swan.
Yeah.
He's just paddling about in ponds eating bread.
Breaking arms.
No, yeah, he does. He does like coaching sessions as well. So we're going to do some coaching with him. Perhaps bring out some of the character work because he's exceptional at that.
Yeah.
So just before the pod, Brett promised us that he's going to learn how to do a backflip with Cara Noir.
Oh yeah, we're doing a backflip lesson. Me and Lucy, the other wrestler.
Your other half, the other half of your tag team,
the other
Tag team partner.
Yeah.
So is that going to be backflipping into a big pool of spongy blocks or something, or are you just going straight
I
for
think
concrete?
they have like sort of like a long. It's like a bouncy castle, but like without the walls.
Yeah, I've seen.
And
I know
I think
exactly what you
like
mean.
Sounds like a mattress.
Yeah, but much thicker and
Okay.
yeah. So like on something like that, and they do like an hour and a half session of teaching you to backflip.
That sounds amazing.
Sweet. So that means that when we get round to the live show in September, you're going to be able to backflip onto the stage.
Oh, definitely not.
I'm going to edit out
So
the
far,
knot.
I'm going through a table, and Brett's going to do a backflip. What are you guys bringing to the party?
Are we putting you through a table, Sam?
I thought we were.
Yeah, we've been discussing that. We actually discussed that off pod last week, and so there's a horrible spoiler for the people who've got tickets. But I've always wanted to put Sam through a table. We thought we'd finish the quiz, all drop our mics, and then just throw Sam through the table.
I'm not sure if this is a good idea.
I think,
In fact, I'm almost certain it's definitely not a good idea.
exactly. That's why it's so good. It's such a great idea, really. It's going to be amazing. People are going to love it. The venue won't care.
Yeah. It'll be in the news, you know.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Podcaster dies at Podcast
London
Festival.
Podcast Festival.
But John, you get to choose whether you want to be Devon or Bubba Ray during the.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh
see?
man, I tell you what,
Get
if we could work it so we could do a 3D for it, that would. Oh my god, that would be cool.
I think
Anyway.
Adam's got to do the Bubba Ray lift because it's got the Devon lift
'Cause
He's
I'm
got a bit
hench.
more the height.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, we need to get back on track, guys. We need to get back on track.
Yeah, we've got wrestling apparently to talk about.
Yeah, we have. But, I mean, we should give some more details quickly on that live show, because our last podcast, we did go into this. It was the Wrestling Roundup, where we talked about a load of stuff. And we also announced that we are doing our first ever live show. And it's happening at the London Podcast Festival, which is pretty full on, but very exciting. It is going to be a show with Tuesday Night Jaw. So Matt Richards is putting together a crack team. And the hardest part of the ring guys, that's us, are going to put together a quiz.
Yeah, we are. We're going to quiz them good.
Yeah, we're going to quiz the shit out of them.
We're going to put them through their paces.
Yeah, there's going to be a prize. We've been discussing that. There's going to be a prize. We're not sure how many people Tuesday Night Jaw are going to bring, but there's going to be enough to compete for this prize.
We'll probably do like giveaways and all sorts as well. There'll be all loads of cool stuff. Brett doing
Don't say that, John. Yeah, don't say there's going to be giveaways. What do you mean? This is all coming out of our own pockets.
Giveaways. Oh, we've got that pod money, guys. We've got to spend it on something.
Yeah. We are still looking actively for a replacement for Brett, so show up with CVs.
Yeah, please do. Please do. So, details. London Podcast Festival is happening at King's Place, which is a very nice venue just near King's Cross in London. It's happening on Sunday, September the 8th, and it's all kicking off at 2:00 in the afternoon. And yeah, it's going to be about an hour and a half, something like that, and it should be lots of fun. And we are both nervous and excited.
It's going to be amazing.
Is that right?
Is Brett going to be there an hour early doing the pre-show?
Yeah. You can do a pre-show outside.
Oh, dearie me.
Pre-show Jones. Good. Anyway, moving on from that, because we don't want to shove that down your throats all the time, but if you don't buy tickets, then just don't ever listen to the podcast again. This podcast is going to be a review of a bit of a weird event. It's WWE Smackville. I say 2019. I don't know if there'll be another one. Obviously, that was quite short, not really a pay-per-view. So we'll also chat about the G1, have a nice catch-up with Sam, and I'm sure we'll go off on some tangents as per usual. So let's get on to all of that good stuff after this break.
Hi. I'm Apron, the hardest part of the ring robot. Adam is a doofus and forgot to tell you how to buy tickets for the live show. Go to kingsplace.co.uk/London Podfest. If you all buy a ticket, I'll do a surprise run-in. Goodbye.
Smackville 2019 occurred at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. And I suppose we should sort of say what it was, because it wasn't a pay-per-view. It was basically a house show, or like it was part of a house show. It was 3 matches.
An episode of Main Event.
It's a bit better than Main Event. Come on.
It was.
I felt sorry for the poor design agency that got given the brief like 30 minutes before it went live.
Do you? Because I think it was very brave of them to basically take the Elias graphics and just colour it blue.
It looked awful, didn't it, that guitar? Ugh.
It did look awful.
It was all a bit shoddy, but I mean, we speculated last week that we thought that this could perhaps be, or at least I'd read online that they decided to turn a house show into a network special, just to see how they could cope with sort of putting on these events last minute. But I think it actually turns out that it was more of a test of their new app and the new network and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, new network app is amazing.
Oh, Detective Adam works it all out. I didn't realise that.
Well, obviously, they wanted to practice streaming something live before SummerSlam, and so this was their opportunity to do that.
Oh, Adam, you're so smart. I had no idea.
Yeah, good spot.
Yeah.
I, myself and Google are
Didn't
very
go
smart.
brilliantly, though, did it?
Well, I mean...
Very humble.
Yeah, there was some technical
I would have
issues.
given you that any day of the week.
Yeah. There still are.
Thanks,
I've been having like this massive sound and picture out of sync.
Oh, really?
I've heard that as well, yeah.
I was trying to catch up on some stuff before this, and the quality was really bad.
I haven't noticed that. I like the interface though. It's nice. Looks a lot like Netflix.
It seems like the biggest technical issue we're running into is 4 guys all trying to log into the same account and watch it.
Whoa. Shush.
Which we may or may not be doing.
Hey, we have our own accounts.
We've got more than one. Definitely got more than
all
one.
that pod money. Have you got an account, John?
Yeah.
What? Share the wealth. We've all been using Sam's.
Yeah, I think the login details are where this. This is going dark, but in the same document that Sam's is.
In one of our
in the
spreadsheets.
treasure chest.
Anyway,
Spreadsheet
we'll take this off pod. But
Before we
I
get
think we have to
sued.
agree.
Oh, John, you're a heel.
Absolute heel.
Hiding that second tag belt.
It is lovely watching it whenever I want. I have to worry about you guys.
Streaming all the HD
lovely.
content whilst we're struggling to get through pay-per-views as we all try and watch at the same time.
Apparently they're going to introduce tiers, aren't they?
I mean, I'm about to introduce tears down my cheek.
Hey.
That bombshell from you.
Anyway, we're talking way too much about business and apps. Shall we talk wrestling?
Yeah. No, I think we should talk about the app because that is interesting. The network, apparently in the future there's going to be a new tier system. There'll be a free system, there'll be a sort of a free level, a standard level, which I guess is what we're on now, and then a premium level. And who knows what will be available.
Would you pay extra to get Raw same day?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
100%. Like if they maybe said £15 a month, get Raw and SmackDown same day. I think.
How much is it now, Sam?
I think I'm paying $9.99.
Okay.
As they love to shove down your throat at any opportunity. I would pay more if it put Raw and SmackDown on there, and then I would have it for about a week, and then I'd remember how much I hate Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah. That's never going to happen, is it? Not with these TV deals and things.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. But, I mean, I'm interested in if they do up the tierage of the network and kind of introduce Progress and other kind of wrestling.
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I think it'd be a worthwhile investment. I'm always thinking about like kind of picking up the old the Rev Pro streaming.
Oh,
Didn't I see something about ICW on the network?
Yeah.
You probably.
I think I
done.
saw something.
I
on
don't think you
Twitter
can
about
access
that.
it weirdly because I think I saw
I
an article
think
saying
people
that.
have stumbled upon it by accident.
Oh, but yeah, it must be
And
coming.
it's very clear that there's going to be some progress up there. And WXW as well, they've recently done a thing with their music, which seems as if they're basically going to be, making it all network ready, basically.
And of course, they've been working with Evolve as well, haven't they?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, they put that Evolve show up on the network, didn't they?
Yeah.
it all seems to be all signs pointing to a more varied network streaming of wrestling, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
It's a good thing, but they're kind of monopolizing it. They basically want everybody to watch all wrestling through the network.
But I mean, why would they not want to?
I can't answer that, so let's move straight on. But yeah, anyway, the new interface is lovely. And I just want a quick shout because I really like the fact that they've got the thumbnails underneath now. Obviously not on shows like watching NXT from this week. They haven't had a chance to do it yet. But whereas before they used to have those little circles on the timeline, so you could skip matches. Now it has thumbnails, so you can skip through. It's not just to matches, but also to backstage bits, and you can scroll through and pick out bits you want to watch, which is pretty good.
Do you know what? I haven't made up my mind about the new app yet, but I will find out very soon because the old app used to send me lovely messages in the morning like, Brock Lesnar's back and he's won the title, so enjoy the next 4 hours of SummerSlam, mate. Great.
Just turn off your
Thanks,
notifications.
WWE Network. Well, I have, but even then you open the app and it's like, hey, look, this is the person who cashed in. And you're like, great,
We'll see.
thanks.
But it needed a revamp anyway, so hopefully all those teething problems will get sorted out. Anyway, on to Smackville. I was going to say where it was held, but I've already told you. It was in Tennessee. And the card, there were 5 dark matches. 5!
That's more
insane.
than there was on the main card.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it's a house show that has 8 matches on it, and then they just decided to live stream the final 3.
So hold on, the dark matches, are they actually available to watch? Or
Nope.
No, because they're dark matches.
Well, yeah, but like, they didn't put it on like a Smackville pre-show or something.
No, it's
like
not.
That.
That's the thing. That's why I
Could
made
you
a point.
imagine like a 2.5 hour
match.
Smackville pre-show?
Do you know what? I absolutely 100% could imagine a 2.5 hour Smackville pre-show.
Yeah.
And David Otunga wouldn't be on it.
God, I
Wouldn't
couldn't
that be
believe
weird?
they got bloody David Otunga back for this. It's like, and he was doing like a heel commentator role as well. It was weird.
Yeah, he was awful.
It was.
Sorry, Adam. Go on.
Sorry.
That's all right, guys. That's all right. I know you're excited. So the dark matches, it would have been good to have seen some of these because some of them sounded pretty decent. So we had New Day beating the B Team. We had Aleister Black beating Andrade. Oh, I'd love to have seen that.
Yeah.
Oh,
would love to
tasty.
see that.
We had Heavy Machinery going over Authors of Pain. And then
Going
we had...
Whatever
over.
happened to the Authors of Pain?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Damn it.
Live shows, that's what happened to them.
We had the Women's Tag Team Championship, which is something I've kind of forgotten about, which was the Iconics beating the Kabuki Warriors, something else I'd kind of forgotten about.
So
Which is a big shame.
Oh, Asuka.
Asuka, Kairi.
Kairi Sane, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing great things.
Okay. And then the final dark match was Sami Zayn versus Apollo Crews. Again, probably a good quality match, but we'll never know.
Oh, that sounds pretty decent.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good pre-show.
Anyway, the main card, if you can call it that, for the event was Shinsuke Nakamura against Finn Balor. Oh, no, sorry, Finn Balor was injured. There were a lot of Finn Balor t-shirts, weren't there? They're like in the front row.
And signs.
Popular young gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate. But at least we got to see the return of, I was going to say Mustafa Ali, but it's just Ali now, isn't it? For the Intercontinental Championship match. Thoughts on that? Were you gutted not to see Finn? Were happy to see Ali?
Yeah.
No,
I wanted to see Finn.
No, I was happy to see Ali.
I would have preferred Finn just because they had some great matches in NXT. I thought maybe they could rekindle that.
Yeah, and obviously, they had their match on the pre-show of the last main pay-per-view. When Nakamura won, and it's they haven't been doing great with Nakamura, as we know. He's been pretty absent, but now he's the Intercontinental Championship. That is a prestigious belt to have. I was excited to see how he got on, and it was all right, wasn't it?
It was really fast. I thought it was frenetic throughout this match. They kept a great pace.
Yeah, I thought I'd actually enjoyed watching Nakamura in this more than I have enjoyed watching him a lot recently.
Yeah,
it felt more like Nakamura of old.
Yeah,
I'm still not there with Nakamura watching this. I just kind of thought it was a little bit by the numbers, a little bit kind of boring.
I enjoyed it. There's some great spots. I mean, Ali always gives you great spots, though, doesn't he? I
love that sliding.
The sliding German.
Yeah, German on the under the bottom rope.
Nakamura's new move.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
a
cool
great
to see
move.
that. Yeah, I think kind of who's done that before? Because I've definitely seen that move done elsewhere recently.
Is it Ishimori in New Japan?
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
Bone Soldier doing it. Yeah,
Bone Soldier.
It is a really cool move.
It is.
So Brett, are you a fan of moves where people slide out of the ring, but you're not a fan of moves where they then slide back in very quickly, like Baron Corbin? Is that right?
Pretty much. I mean, if he added a move into it rather than just,
well, he runs around the turnbuckle. That's tough.
he runs around the turnbuckle.
Sometimes he does a clothesline afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. And he's wearing a shirt and trousers.
Not during.
Give him some respect. Welcome back, Brett. It's good to have you back.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this match was it was okay. It was, like I said, a little bit boring, but I think I've just started to feel that way about a lot of Nakamura's matches. I mean, it's nothing against Ali. I think he's putting on a show and he's always doing a good job. I think maybe Nakamura, for me personally, he's looking a little bit tired and boring.
Oh, you're tired? Do you reckon? Not getting enough, is it 8 hours a day, do you reckon? Or
just going through the motions.
Is he too busy surfing?
Is that what he does? I tell you what.
Apparently he's into surfing.
If you see his Instagram, he's always surfing.
So when I was watching this match, I kept glancing back. And when you see Nakamura from behind with the long hair and the big red outfit, I kept thinking it was Japanese Kane. And that was kind of exciting.
I'd love to see Japanese Kane.
Yeah, man, I miss Kane.
I think this whole thing kind of struggled with the fact that it just doesn't mean anything. It was clearly, it even said live event, didn't it? Or main event. Or what did it say?
Yeah,
oh no, it said WWE Live.
It said WWE Live, yeah.
It was like they only went. I mean, they didn't put much effort into trying to make it into a proper event.
The crowd seemed a bit weird as well, didn't it? Like there seemed to be quite a lot of them, but they weren't very noisy.
No,
it sounded quite echoey. The crowd.
Yeah, they don't. Then there was clearly parents at the front with the kids who were just there for the kids.
I mean, I guess it's a house show crowd. I'm guessing those tickets are cheaper than the standard pay-per-view tickets.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't see any of the regulars that we're used to seeing down the front, which was nice to have a change like that. But it just felt like very much afterthought.
To be honest,
a lot
though,
of it.
with their pay-per-views, this has been my beef recently as well. is that, to be honest, they didn't have to do much more to the ring and the area to make it like a main pay-per-view, because all they do is put like the electronic board on the side and, you know, have whatever on the screen. Like, their pay-per-views don't have any pomp and thingy anymore unless it's WrestleMania.
Yeah, I thought production value-wise, it looked pretty good. Like, it looked like a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like the entrance kind of, you know, it all looked like
that was the tiniest little stage and ramp I've ever seen. It was pathetic. Ever. Yeah, literally ever. I'm a lucky guy. I've seen a lot of big stages.
I would argue that kind of the venue and the setting aren't going to affect the quality of the wrestling. Like, you know, we watch NXT every week, or we try to, and that's kind of tiny little setting with only 5,000 max, isn't it?
But it really helps that the crowd is super into it.
That's exactly it. Like, kind of the crowd being into it is what's important. Like, I don't care if there's a tiny ramp or a silly, even if it's like in a gym hall or something, I don't care. It's just kind of, you want the crowd to be excited for it.
Totally. I think my point wasn't so much on dissing this, it was just like on their main pay-per-views, because I just like, you know, your memories of pay-per-views when you were a kid and everything were like, they were just all so over the top, you know, with all these great stage designs, and like, you know, even the In Your House had a house, didn't it, that they came out of, you know, like that. It was just big stuff. But nowadays we just have big screens, videos.
Do we need the Shockmaster back?
We need something.
Always.
You know.
Yeah, maybe that's what I could do at the live show. I could enter it as the Shockmaster. I'll come through one of the walls.
Let's get you a Stormtrooper helmet.
Or maybe we could get, you know, those buggies they get if it's a really long ramp, just to wheel people to the ring. Just get one of those to wheel us to the stage.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about that another time. We don't want to reveal all the secrets and surprises. But yeah, I think the fact is it wasn't a proper pay-per-view. It's not something that they've pushed really hard and been talking about loads. It's clearly just, let's just do a little test of the streaming. Yeah. Let's put three matches on. And so we can't really treat it like a proper pay-per-view. We're not going to do scoring. We're not going to add it to our scoring pay-per-view spreadsheet because it isn't a proper event. So, you know.
Not even a proper podcast, really.
No, exactly. This is, you know, what's the point? Let's just move on. 9 minutes of Elias before Kevin Owens came out.
I hated this.
Oh, I quite enjoyed this, actually.
It's the same thing. Like, do you remember there was a couple of pay-per-views ago when he did this, and I really enjoyed it, and a couple of you guys were like, no, it's rubbish. And I was like, no, it's fun. But this was a carbon copy. It was like exactly the same. They're getting up, they're pretending to leave, they're pretending to come back, they're pretending to leave. It was like, I quite like it, but we've seen it all before, and it's been going on for ages.
It's like a robot is doing these promos.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, think of poor Elias, though, because if you think about it, right, he's trying to be a wrestler, but mostly he's just put on in the ring with a guitar. This was essentially like one of their live shows, which they do like, you know, numerous times a week, every week.
Yeah.
Elias is getting wheeled out to do this. Like,
he's good at it.
Every live event.
Yeah. At least we actually got to watch him wrestle. I can't remember the last time I saw him wrestle.
I was like, at least we got to listen to him play guitar. It's just so boring listening to hello, blah, blah, blah. Oh, your sports team are shit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
So just...
But the Kevin Owens promo was top notch, especially when he was calling the ref out and do a dramatic slide into the ring.
Yeah, when he slid into the ring and was like stalking him from behind, that looked good. He looked pretty scary. I like that.
I'm really loving the storyline they're doing with Kevin Owens at the moment.
Yeah, it's good for him. I tell you actually what I did enjoy in this match was Elias doing kind of like an Undertaker old school into a Meteora. That is that's a beautiful little move combo, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah. I tell you what, as well with Elias, I don't see how anyone with that bigger arms can play guitar.
Yeah, I know he is proper old school WWE physique, isn't he?
Yeah. As I spent a lot of time watching him, not taking in what he was saying, just looking at his shoulders and being like, bloody hell. Like,
they look like action in arms, don't they?
Yeah.
I do really like Elias's wrestling.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going that.
No, I think he is really. I do think he's a proper old school style wrestler with a lot of cool moves, which kind of feel like a throwback to me
If
in a good way.
by old school you mean he's got 3 moves, then yes.
Exactly that. And one of them is a beautiful elbow drop.
Good. What about Kevin Owens' senton or his swanton bomb? For somebody of
that
his
was
size,
Risky.
Really
he's got
risky.
such grace as he comes through the air. It just looks great.
Grace is not the word I would have put on it, but he landed
I think
it.
considering his size and his shape, you wouldn't expect him to be able to do that.
I was a little bit hoping he would face plant it, but
That's
that.
nice.
That's
I thought
horrible.
I don't know.
It
Just
looked
thought it
great,
looked really funny.
but it was like a couple of centimetres away from being very deafy.
Botchy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that was that. Should we move on to the third and final
That was probably the
match?
best match, to be fair.
Oh,
God, blimey.
Don't be stupid. Are you just being controversial for the clips? Are you trying to go viral? I think Elias is a good wrestler, and I think that was the best match. What's going on here? It's disgusting.
We've got contradictory Sam.
Yeah. The final match. We are going to talk about it. It was a WWE Championship match, and it was between Samoa Joe, Dolph Ziggler, and the champ Kofi Kingston. I mean, this is probably the best match in reality, right? Brett, do you think so?
No, because it had Dolph Ziggler in it.
Brett, do you think so?
Actually, to be honest, I'm probably going to be a bit on Sam's side here.
Okay, John.
I didn't love this match. I thought it was decent. It was just typical middle of the road. Like, nothing stood out. Nothing was terrible. Nothing stood out.
It was typical Samoa Joe title match, wasn't it? Look great promos in the run up to it. Looking decent, and then why did he have to take the pin?
Yeah,
I was thinking that. Yeah, why? Because I've really loved Samoa Joe recently. I love his shaggy hair. I think he's been doing great promos.
You'd love to
always.
shag his hair.
Shaggy hair. I love his shaggy hair.
Okay. I thought you were going for the controversy there. Yeah. I mean, you love hair. We all know your feelings about hair. You have good hair yourself, but I've never wanted to shag it.
Maybe this is a whole new realm of eroticism for me.
Yeah. Anyway, baby feet and
Poor Samoa Joe.
Samoan hair. Carry on, John.
I just really enjoy Samoa Joe at the moment, but because he's Samoa Joe, he just keeps losing.
It's like he's got narcolepsy, isn't it? It's like he'll be putting on a decent match, everything will be going well, and then it's like one nasty little knock on the head and he's out.
Yeah. I would say, though, he did the best clothesline I've seen easily this week. And I've watched a lot of Japanese wrestling this week.
You have not watched enough G1.
Oh, man, that clothesline he did to Kofi was... He'd knocked Kofi's head out of the arena.
Yeah, it was impressive.
There have been some solid lariats and clotheslines in the last few weeks.
Yeah,
but we all know Samoa Joe is great. It's just this just keeps happening. It's almost like, I don't know, just don't put him in title matches because we know what's going to happen.
Samoa Joe is in that weird position in WWE where he's always going to be top threat, but he's always going to be top threat as a first title defense or something like that. He's never going to win something. He's just going to be like, hey, I'm here to make you look credible.
Well, he won the US title for a bit, didn't he? But not for long. I kind of feel like he should have been a monster with that and held it for a long time.
It feels to me like there's just someone holding Joe back, and I don't know whether it's Joe or whether it's kind of
Wendy.
McMahon.
It's probably Wendy.
There's
Wendy or Dominic or whoever he's adopted into the Joe family. But he's good and he could be amazing if he just they gave him a proper chance.
If only he was a Samoan that was actually connected to the family.
Yeah.
In WWE, but he isn't.
He is an incredible cautionary tale about who you work for.
The trouble is, it looks like he's in a feud with Roman Reigns at the moment, which will be a great match. I'm looking forward to watching that, but it's obviously not a feud that Samoa Joe's going to win.
No, it doesn't seem like he wins feuds.
No, he does not. But yeah, interesting match. Obviously, we started off with Samoa Joe and Dolph teaming up, which was pretty good fun. Then they did some squabbling and gave Kofi some time to recover. And then from then on, I mean, Kofi, what a great champ he's been. He's so slick in the ring.
Yeah, I think he's been underrated as a champion. Like, he's fought so many different opponents. He's put on solid matches. He's
legitimately been a fighting champion, hasn't he? Because he actually has been putting the belt on the line, constantly. Seems like week in, week out.
He's been a true babyface as well, hasn't he? Always the underdog.
the thing with Kofi being champion and kind of being a fighting champion, underrated and kind of excellent and all that, is it kind of highlights all of the problems that WWE have with so much more of their roster, though, because even this match, Samoa Joe and Dolph Ziggler are two underutilized wrestlers, and, you know, Apollo Crews, Sami Zayn, like, you know, there's hundreds, there's loads of wrestlers on the WWE roster.
There's literally
who
400.
are underutilized. There might actually be 400. But they're hugely underutilized. And then it's like Kofi Kingston's the Lucky Award winner or something, who then becomes not underutilized.
Yeah. What's interesting is we've got, with the 24/7 title now, we've got a load of the lower card people who are getting a chance to be utilised and are getting a chance to get some TV time and stuff. But it's kind of like all of the mid to, I don't know, like slightly above mid-level guys that we're just not getting to see.
Yeah. But it sucks because, like, for Sami Zayn, for example, no matter how good he is at promos, no matter how good he is at wrestling, and no matter how much, you know, people love him, he's never going to get that top rub.
Because he won't go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and because he protests for oppressed people.
Because he's a good guy. He's a good person.
Post SummerSlam, once Kevin Owens has taken care of Shane O'Mac, you know, there's always going to be that in with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens feuding with each other, and that's more or less always going to be welcome.
I bloody hope so, because he was my number one draft pick, and I'm regretting it.
Oh, man.
Sami Zayn was your number one draft pick.
Yeah. Do you remember? Because it was when he just came back and he was doing some great mic stuff.
It felt like he was going to have a big year. It definitely felt that way.
Oh, it never felt that way. Stop making him feel better, Brett. It never felt that way.
I was going to pick Sami Zayn as well, because I was thinking that same thing. I was like, this is going to be a risk, but I reckon, you know, he's coming back with some fire. This is going to be great. Now's his time.
We should always pick Randy Orton as a number one draft.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, going back to this argument about kind of like upper mid stars not getting chances and kind of WWE underutilizing their wrestlers, obviously a lot of the Kevin Owens feud at the moment is predicated on the fact of like Shane O'Mac getting too much TV time and there are too many mid card people not getting enough attention, and that's great. That's cool. David Otunga, the heel commentator, backing Shane McMahon.
That felt so weird, didn't it? It was like, oh God, why is David Otunga back, and why has he been a heel commentator?
An insanely weird decision, wasn't it? Of him basically agreeing with Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens in the wrong. It's like, he's fucking fighting for you, mate.
Oh.
Incredibly
God
ironic.
bless you, David Otunga.
Yeah, don't ever change, buddy.
I just wanted to make a note, guys, because we were just talking about the draft. I just thought we may well have a load of new listeners from Tuesday Night Jaw and other places. So hello if you are new. But
Hi.
Hi. Oh my
we
God.
pretend to know about wrestling.
Yeah, we know absolutely shed loads, okay? You don't need any other wrestling media. Don't even watch it. Just come and listen to what we say and then use our opinions. Your mates will love it. So yeah, I just wanted to say that we talked about the draft, and that's because we did a fantasy draft, and we do one every year, and you can go back and listen to old episodes. But if you go to episode 66, that's our most recent draft where we took it in turns to pick a fantasy roster. So yeah, okay, that's the admin done, guys. Back to
we use that for all bragging rights for the entire year. It's the most important thing that happens in at least my life.
Yeah.
Like Adam, I know you've got wife and child, but I mean the draft's got to be a close third, right?
No, I'd probably put the draft before my child. I very nearly said wife, and then I remember my wife listens, my child doesn't. So, although she may well, I often think that she's only 3.5, and I often think, like in 20 years or even longer, you know, long after I'm gone, and she goes into some, like, I don't know, finds all these podcasts somewhere and starts listening. It's like, oh, my dad's so lovely to hear his voice. What's he talking about? Wrestling? My dad was into wrestling.
You've painted that in a very Indiana Jones-esque way.
Yeah,
I know, as if she
I'm
found
into
them in a
it.
crypt. Which is where I'm going to lock them all at some point. Anyway, let's get back on track. And, I mean, we basically talked about that match, haven't we?
We're done.
Kofi won it.
Yeah.
Joe took the pin, which is silly.
Ziggler's not even on TV that much. What?
That's what I thought.
Why?
It didn't really make sense, did it? And I was looking at Joe as he was lying there after he'd been pinned.
Me too. Yeah,
most people are watching Kofi. Yeah, me and John were watching.
Yeah, me and Dan, hand in hand.
Joe, because he was lying there, heavy breathing. Again, he's just taken another loss. What's going through his mind? Like, why do I bother? Or probably like, fuck that, I don't care. I'm wrestling for a living and I earn loads of money.
Do you reckon he's like, do I still have Impact's number on my phone?
Thinking of the money he's making, or maybe he's thinking of the days left on his contract.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, that was a review of some sorts of WWE Smackville. Who knows whether or not we'll review one of these again? But we had a bit of a gap in our schedule, so it fitted in nicely. We're now going to have a quick break, and then we're going to be back with a G1 Roundup. G1 Roundup.
I was going to make a sting this week.
Well, I just did one for you live.
I know.
Yeah.
I just figured,
smashed it.
like, you always do a G1 Roundup, Sam, and you don't have your own jingle. There's a hardest question of the week jingle.
Yeah, I had GarageBand open this week.
There's a Brett's Art Beat jingle. Do you remember that?
That one episode.
Brett's Art Beat.
We literally did that once. There's a hardest part of the ring champion jingle. Do you remember that? We used to do that as well. All these things that have fallen by the wayside. But the G1 Roundup is here, and it's here to stay, at least until the end of the G1. Sam,
G1.
take it away.
G1. So G1 Climax, we are looking at night 8, 9, 10, and 11. It's kicking off. It's looking like kind of... so how are we doing on spoilers here for this? Because I'm about to spoil
everything.
Yeah, I want spoilers. I want to know what stand-ins.
Spoilers, right.
Yeah, I think I'm up to date anyway, so go for it.
Top of the block, A block, you got Okada leading the attack with 12 points, undefeated in 6.
Yep.
Then you got in second place Kenta, Kota Ibushi, and Tanahashi, all of which on 8 points.
Tanahashi's made a late move there, hasn't he?
He's been quietly putting together the wins, Tana. Kenta dropped 2 in a row now. He's lost to Okada and then lost to Sanada earlier today.
Whoa.
Bit of a shocker, really, considering Sanada's having a fairly poor tournament as far as points go.
Yeah, he's having a terrible tournament.
B block. B block is a day behind A block, but top of the block, Jon Moxley, undefeated, 10 points. Beat the shit out of Naito. Beat the shit out of everyone. His fault.
I watched his Shango match.
Shingo.
Papa Shango.
Yeah.
Papa Shango.
Oh, Shango, yeah.
God.
Man, it was
I
not
zoned
really
out.
much of a match. He beat the shit out of that old man.
Shango.
But
Just
it
imagine.
was brutal. He just demolished his knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley has been a wrestler on a mission. Every single match he's gone into, he has basically targeted someone's body part or something and just gone for it, like a pit bull is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
It's been very exciting to watch. Very cool. It is heavily starting to look like an Okada and Moxley final.
That's bonkers, isn't it? That's so bonkers.
I actually don't think it will be that.
Ooh.
Oh.
I have a
Hot take.
sneaking feeling that we're going to end up with Moxley, Jay White tied at the top of B block, with Jay White winning the tiebreaker.
Can Jay White make the ground up? He's only won one.
He can.
Hasn't he?
He's won a few now, hasn't he?
Jay White's got a couple of wins behind him. He's got 4 points. He is bottom of the block, but I mean, like, he's on 4 points along with basically the rest of the block.
Yeah.
And it would be a big swing for him to come back and take the top of the block. But if him and Moxley were tied at the very end and Jay White had the tiebreaker over him, White would go on to the final. And I struggle to see New Japan going in big with Moxley here.
Yeah, I can see what
because
you
of the AEW ties. It's kind of tough to.
It seems to be
maybe
unfair on
that's
all
their
the
play
other
for him.
talent, doesn't it? To
Yeah,
go
I
all the
was
way
I
with
was
him.
surprised he went over Naito.
Yeah,
I have
me
to say.
too.
Like I know Naito's probably not, he's having one of his not caring
Naito's,
so much
yeah.
here. But he is still one of their top guys, and I was surprised to see that. I mean, it
Absolutely.
was, it wasn't unwelcome. It's nice to see, a company like New Japan allow someone who's come from elsewhere and, will be wrestling around the place to have a strong showing because, and it's the G1, I think they can. I don't think that's an issue. So I was thinking that it's going to be a Moxley Okada. Obviously, Okada going over at the end.
What do you reckon?
Yeah,
I'm pumped to watch Naito.
It's bonkers
Mox.
to think like Moxley could headline Wrestle Kingdom next year.
I mean, I suppose that's the other thing, is that kind of, if you look at what would be the most kind of exciting matchup for New Japan to put on, like, people don't want to watch Okada versus Tanahashi a million or whatever.
Yeah.
And you then kind of have Jon Moxley, who arguably is the most interesting wrestler in the world right now, kind of taking on the number one wrestler in New Japan, who would definitely be Okada. That's definitely something that people would want to watch. So there's certainly the possibility for it all happening, really. I can definitely see Moxley winning the block, but I personally think it's going to be Jay White, even though he's on bottom of the block.
What about Ospreay? I really want Ospreay to win it.
Oh, so, yeah, I mean, Ospreay is not going to win block A. However, just quickly, night 11, so today's wrestling, best match of today was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Will Ospreay.
Of course, it was always going to be awesome.
Absolute barnstormer and a fantastic ending. Really, really worth going back and watching that. I mean, obviously, any Ospreay match is always going to be fantastic, but Zack Sabre Jr., a master of technical wrestling, just that
sequence I saw from the tag match.
Yeah.
The other night. Like, it's just obscene, and it just shows, how all-round awesome Ospreay is.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's so good. That's why he should be headlining Wrestle Kingdom. Come on, New Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
That will happen. Sorry, guys. I know you don't like it when I get involved in New Japan chat. I'll shut up.
Stop it, Adam.
Sorry. So sorry.
Going back to night 8, so quickly, just match recommendations. Night 8, and you're going to see a bit of a pattern here. Tomohiro Ishii versus Tetsuya Naito. Probably the match to watch.
Oh, that match was so good.
I know you're going to talk more about Ishii, but like Ishii, every match for that guy is like a hard-hitting, like I don't think anyone takes as much as a beating in wrestling as Ishii does. Like, that guy he really is a stone pitbull.
He really is. Night 9, block A again. 2 matches here worth watching. The best match of the night is probably going to be Okada versus Kenta. Actually. It was a fantastic match.
It was
a couple
really
of kind of near botches towards the end.
Yeah,
but
there was a moment where Kenta looked like he'd forgotten what was happening next.
Yeah.
He sort of went to go, like, his leg over the arm as if he was going to do some sort of move, and then he just sort of turned around again because he was like, shit, I've forgotten.
A couple of missteps, but a very hard-hitting match with some horrible slaps in it. Not palm strikes, we're going to call them slaps.
Kenta's palm slaps on Okada's face when he was knocking him down to the mat. That was so
looked like
cool.
He hit him so hard he gave him a Vietnam flashback. There is also another match worth watching on night 9, and that's Will Ospreay versus Bad Luck Fale. If nothing else, just for the ending.
I don't know if I can watch a Bad Luck.
We'll say no more on that. Night 10, B block. 2 matches again to recommend. So the first, Jon Moxley versus Naito, as already suggested.
Yeah.
The other match, and for me, so far, probably the match of the tournament, I would say, Tomohiro Ishii, once again, versus Juice Robinson.
Oh.
Both of these wrestlers are quietly putting together some incredible tournament stuff here. Ishii, for me, has so far been the standout of the whole tournament. Every match he has had has just been a pleasure to watch. And Juice Robinson as well, kind of putting on a really great performance.
Yeah, I really rate Juice Robinson.
He goes through spurts, I feel like. He has spurts where he puts on some good matches and then...
I mean,
drifts off a bit.
I would argue that kind of ever since his Jon Moxley match, he has been putting some stuff together which has been a next level for Juice, and it's great to see, and I'm really enjoying it. So, yeah, strongly recommend that.
Good stuff, Sam. So, obviously, you just talked about 4 days. I struggle to take most of it in. It's not your fault.
That's fair.
You know what you're talking about.
It's a very monosyllabic voice.
It is. I mean, I tend to skip through most of yours when I listen to the pod back. But if you had to pick out just, I don't know, 2-3 matches for people to go and check out if they haven't been able to watch the whole G1 from those last 4 days, what would they be?
So, yeah, 3 matches to check out for the last 4 days or so. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Will Ospreay from night 11. John Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito from night 10. And Tomohiro Ishii versus Juice Robinson also from night 10.
Perfect. That's what I'm going to do, to be honest. I haven't been able to watch all of it, but I have been watching the key matches mostly from your recommendations. So, yeah, I will definitely be checking them out. Naito versus Mox. Oh, God, I'm excited about that.
That match is peak Naito doing Naito things.
Yeah, the whole beginning of that match as well, and Moxley played into it just perfectly, character-wise.
Yeah, excellently. Actually, looking forward to coming up on the G1 as well. Moxley versus Yano.
Oh my word!
Saturday.
Jesus, yeah. How's that going to? Oh, that's bonkers.
It's going to be exciting.
That'll be good. I think Mox is capable of having. I mean, I think he can do comedy. I think.
Yeah, he absolutely can. I mean, he showed that in his Dean Ambrose days.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you very much again, Sam. Obviously, Sam's G1 roundups will continue forever, basically, until finally that is finished.
When is the final of the G1?
It's a great question.
Don't know. Should we do a quick Google?
I don't have the answer to.
Ending sometime this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Ending one day, and I'm going to cry myself to sleep that night. Set to conclude on August 12th, 2019. So we are approaching the end game here.
Yeah,
we are. And we're also approaching the end game of this podcast. But
can smooth.
Oh, Brett.
Wow, that was a segue, wasn't it?
A run in from Brett.
Sorry, no. Can purely because I got confused and I thought our Smackville, because Smackville was so not an event, we were turning it into a general roundup. I drew a cover from something else.
Okay,
so can we just mention the great match that was Drew Gulak versus Isaiah Swerve Scott on 205 Live?
You can mention it, but I don't think anyone watched it.
Well, you should, along with those other matches.
Commitment last week to start watching 205.
I am going to watch it, especially now that Brett's done the artwork for it.
Yeah, it is a really good match, and Drew Gulak's been putting some great matches together.
He has, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, Isaiah Swerve Scott was really cool in it as well, and I'm loving. Actually, I've watched a few from 205 Live now, and it's winning me over. Only Lorcan
Brett, if you
on
turned
it.
up to the podcast last week,
yeah,
you would have been in heaven.
I would have been in heaven. Yeah, obviously Chad Gable, Jack Gallagher, which you were talking about. Only Lorcan like rocking up on it as well. Now it's going places.
Good, isn't it? I heard really good things about that Isaiah Scott Gulak match. So yeah, I might have to check that out. So oh god, there's just so much. What on earth are we going to do when we have 2 hours of weekly AEW to keep up with as well? I think we're all going to have to quit our jobs. Basically, we need to sell out this live show, guys. If you want to listen to us talk about wrestling regularly, which at least 10 of you do from our numbers, then you just need to sell out the live show, because then we'll be absolutely rolling in it, and we'll be able to quit our jobs and just watch wrestling full time.
That number is definitely 9. I download our own pods.
Oh, so do I. 8.
This is awkward.
Yeah, awkward. Anyway, let's have a quick break, and then we'll be back with all the admin-y, ND, hardest question of the weeky, live showy, reminder-y stuff after this.
Oh, back first to the apron goes Andrade Cien Almas.
Right, one thing I just remembered is that we talked about the live show at the start, but like any terrible salesman, I totally forgot to say where you get tickets. So there might have been people chomping in the bit, just listening, just being pumped up, like on the bus, being like, yeah, this sounds amazing. I want in. And then I never told them how to get tickets. So if you go to kingsplace.co.uk, that is the venue, King's Place. So it's kingsplace.co.uk/London Podfest. You scroll down there, you will see it is a Pod Bible Presents Pod and Mix show. So basically Pod Bible, the podcast magazine, putting on these shows where they get 2 podcasts, and it's like a mashup thing. So we are Hardest Part of the Jaw. Obviously it's Hardest Part of the Ring and Tuesday Night Jaw, and you can buy tickets there. They're very reasonable, so please do go and check that out. Good, so that's that admin done with. Let's do a quick hardest question of the week.
question of the week.
So, hardest question of the week this week was, what is your favourite finisher of all time? And who would you like to use it on? And we had a few good responses. Will Superkick said sweet chin music / superkick. He'd love to use it on many, many people, but Boris Johnson or Katie Hopkins would probably be first choices.
I think he's going to be a popular choice this week.
MJ, You Total Cult, says the Sharpshooter and Taz Mission were nearly my pick, but for a while Regal would put on brass knuckles and knock people out with the power of the punch. Classic. Very nice. And then Carl Luckhurst said, you can't go wrong with a great choke slam. I'll probably use it on a couple of the players I've sent off as a football referee. Ooh. I mean, it depends what age group you're refereeing there, Carl. If it's like
under 5,
I think that's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter what age group it is. Do it.
I mean, choke slamming a 5-year-old would be difficult because you'd have to sort of bend down. But imagine how good that would get. Look, the height you could get.
Good height on it, though.
Yeah, incredible. You guys, any thoughts on your favourite finishes? Do you have a favourite, or is it too hard?
Well,
yeah,
Sharpshooter definitely.
Yeah,
and Destino.
Destino's
good.
good.
Yeah, Destino's good.
My favourite's always been the Muscle Buster.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could do a Muscle Buster to someone.
I think mine has to be on Anson's Spinebuster.
Ooh,
It's a beauty.
nice. I think mine's probably the backpack. What's it called again?
The Backpack Stunner.
The backpack stunner.
Backpack Stunner. Absolutely incredible. No, it's such a tough one. I'd probably just go for like an elbow drop from the top rope, like Macho Man or a Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
That's a solid classic.
Or even a splash, something from the top
Frog
turnbuckle.
Splash. Eddie
Do you know what,
Guerrero.
actually? I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of the lariat every day.
Oh, I love a lariat.
Oh, Stan Hansen. Just Google Stan Hansen lariat. That's a good afternoon, that is.
Just killing people with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. Right, that is it. That is hardest question of the week. That's all the other stuff. We've talked about it all. So all that's left is for Brett on his comeback appearance to see if he's still got it. How do people get in touch?
They can send emails to hardestpartofthering@gmail.com. Get us on social media, being Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. We are at Hardest Part Pod, and can check out our shop, which hasn't really changed in a while, so we need to sort that out, which is hardestpartofthering.bigcartel.com.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Brett. Hopefully there'll be some merch on there for you at some point. What do you reckon now you're you're not a fully fledged wrestler, but you're going to be.
No.
Designing your own merch would be pretty cool. There aren't many wrestlers who can do both.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Good stuff. Okay, well, that is definitely it now. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe if you haven't already, and leave reviews and ratings and all that stuff. Haven't said that for a while. Wonder if it actually makes any difference. Probably not. Anyway, thank you, and it's goodbye from me, Adam. It's goodbye from Sam.
Sam out.
Goodbye from John.
John out.
And goodbye from Brett.
Out, Brett.
Oh, fucked it up. Goodbye. Oh, that was the hardest part of the ring. I fucked it up too.
Oh.
That is the hardest